Humans, listen up. Detective Rex on duty. Yes, I may be a German shepherd in a crisp police vest with a badge shinier than your TikTok ring light, but don't let the wagging tail fool you. I'm here to tell you the truth. And today's case file? The bizarre, shocking, and sometimes hilarious reasons people actually get arrested. Spoiler. It's not just bank robbers and mafia bosses. Sometimes it's a guy with a lawnmower. Buckle up. This is going to get weird. Let's start simple. Public intoxication. That's right. If you're stumbling down Main Street singing karaoke at 2 a.m. without a karaoke machine, you might just win yourself a free ride in the back of a squad car. Humans seem to think sidewalks are catwalks after 3 margaritas. But when your catwalk turns into blocking traffic, yelling at mailboxes, or challenging fire hydrants to a duel, yep, you can be arrested. And no, telling the officer, "I was just vibing," doesn't hold up in court. Then there's trespassing. Now, most of you think that means climbing a fence into Area 51. But no, it can be as simple as walking into your neighbor's backyard because you swear their grill smells better than yours. Fun fact. In some states, even stepping onto private property without permission can get you cuffed. And if you try to argue, "But I just wanted to pet their goat," congratulations, you're explaining that to a judge. Oh, and one of my personal favorites, disorderly conduct. That's the legal catch-all for you're being way too extra in public, shouting at strangers, starting fake fights, throwing chicken nuggets at a fast food worker because they forgot the sauce. Yep, people have been arrested for all of these. In one real case, a man got arrested for dancing on top of a moving taxi in New York City. Was it iconic? Sure. Was it legal? Absolutely not. But wait, it gets even sillier. Did you know you can get arrested for feeding pigeons in certain cities? Las Vegas, for example, has a law against feeding them. Apparently, pigeons there are considered public nuisances. Imagine telling your cellmate you're locked up because you gave a bird a French fry. That's not gangster, that's just bird-brained. And let's not forget about jaywalking. You think crossing the street outside of a crosswalk is harmless? Think again. Sure, most of the time you'll get a fine. But if you're doing it recklessly, say dashing across a 6-lane highway in flip-flops at midnight, you can actually be arrested for endangering yourself and others. Yes, humans. The law is literally designed to protect you from your own questionable decisions. Now here's a classic. Shoplifting. You're probably picturing someone stuffing TVs into a hoodie, but most arrests, they're for tiny items. A candy bar, a lipstick, even a pack of gum. One bite-sized mistake can land you in handcuffs. True story. A man once stole a hot dog from a convenience store and got arrested. That hot dog cost him not just $2, but also his Saturday night freedom. And oh boy, resisting arrest. This is the comedy gold of legal mistakes. Imagine this. You get stopped for something minor, maybe a loud argument, and the officer says, "You're under arrest." Instead of cooperating, you yell, "You can't catch me," and run, only to trip over your own shoelace. Boom! Now you're not just facing one charge, you've added resisting arrest to your collection. Pro tip from Detective Rex, don't resist. You're not as fast as me, and I've got 4 legs. All right, humans, we've covered some silly ones. But let's sniff out the stranger cases, the ones that make even me, a crime-fighting canine, tilt my head like, really? Did you know some people have been arrested for not returning library books? That's right. In certain states, if you don't bring back your overdue books after enough warnings and fines, it can escalate to an actual warrant. Imagine getting handcuffed because you ghosted the library after borrowing Twilight in 2010. Yes, that's a true case. Another oddball, mowing your lawn drunk. Yep. One man in Wisconsin got arrested for operating a motor vehicle while intoxicated, except the vehicle was his riding lawnmower. He wasn't even on a road. But the law said, if it has a motor and you're steering it while hammered, it counts. So yeah, even your John Deere isn't safe from the law. And speaking of vehicles, let's talk about bicycles. People assume you can't get a DUI on a bike. Wrong. Many states allow police to arrest cyclists for biking under the influence. Imagine wobbling down the street on your 10-speed singing Queen's Bicycle Race, and suddenly you're in the back of a police cruiser. But sometimes arrests aren't about danger, they're about pure ridiculousness. In Florida, a man was arrested for throwing an alligator through a drive-through window. Yes, you heard me right. He literally launched a gator like a football into a fast food joint. Was anyone hurt? Luckily, no. Was he arrested? Oh, absolutely. The charge, assault with a deadly reptile, only in Florida. Now, before you think arrests are only for wild or drunk antics, here's a sobering truth. Many arrests are completely ordinary. Missed too many court dates for unpaid tickets? Arrested. Fail to pay child support? Arrested. Get into a heated fight with your neighbor and throw their lawn gnome into traffic? Arrested. The law doesn't care how small the incident feels to you once you break it. You're on the radar. And let me tell you, as a police K-9, I've seen it all. From serious crimes to the absolutely absurd. I once sniffed out a guy who thought hiding stolen snacks in his socks was a master plan. Spoiler, socks smell. We dogs notice. He went from snack bandit to mugshot Monday real fast. But here's the bigger lesson. Arrests don't just happen to bad guys. They can happen to regular folks making really bad choices. Sometimes it's ignorance of the law, sometimes it's arrogance, and sometimes it's just plain stupidity. But once you're in cuffs, your life changes. You're dealing with court dates, records, fines, maybe even jail. And yes, even if your crime was feeding pigeons. So what's the takeaway, humans? Simple. Think before you act, because yes, you can be arrested for something that sounds silly. Don't assume small means harmless. Shoplifting gum, jaywalking, or yelling in public can spiral fast. And above all, remember, ignorance of the law is not a defense. You can't just bark, "I didn't know," and expect the judge to roll over. Now I know what you're thinking. Detective Rex, if people can get arrested for feeding birds or riding drunk lawnmowers, what other ridiculous laws are out there? Oh, trust me, you haven't even scratched the surface. Next time I'll take you on a tour of the strangest laws in America. We're talking no ice cream in your back pocket, and don't tie your giraffe to a lamppost levels of weird. Until then, stay out of trouble, humans. Or at least don't make me chase you, because I will catch you and I will be disappointed. Detective Rex signing off.